What is your enrollment here at school?
The enrollment for now, according to the stats for today, they said that it's 913. I'm correct, Miss? 913 stats for today.
And how many educators do you have?
There are 30.
30. What is your pupil-teacher ratio? What's your class with the largest number of children, learners? 40, 50, 60?
It's 57.
57. And okay, tell me, so you from grade R to grade
7.
Grade 7.
Yes.
And you are quintile 3.
In these quintiles, I'm not sure, but I just think it's quintile 3.
So you are no fee
fee school.
So you're getting paid by the department. So
exactly.
Everything is good here. You're getting your money on time.
Yes.
You are able to pay for your security and stationery.
Don't touch that.
Everything. So everything is going well.
I don't want to say everything is okay and everything is good.
Right.
But because I'm not the person in charge, but the person that's supposed to be with you said that he has gone to a particular place. But not that everything is good. Since we are in an environment that is having parents not working, so things are hectic.
High poverty.
Yes, and the problem, the main one, we're faced with, we don't have water. What I can mention first and foremost is water. Could you imagine the enrollment with so much children, plus educators, plus 9 educators, no water? Sometimes we used to break early because the toilets are nowhere to go, because learners, if they want to go and pee, this is our major problem. The one and the most one, we don't have water.
What is the main reason for no water?
I don't know, but in the area also.
The whole area?
Yes. But how come that the Institute for the Government don't have water? And when we ask those people what for tankers, they used to say that the government, societies like schools, I would have a challenge to come there because of there's many politics.
So there's no water tankers that come here as well?
They used to come, but this year no one. Even last year, when you call them, you have to go via their supervisor. Their supervisor has to tell some stories. And sometimes you have to go out and bow to those people who are driving there. Please help us. Just come. Just give us one. And they used to say, hey, it's because of us, then you can come. That is our major problem. Yeah. Then our next problem, like when we are talking about resources, like desk, like chairs. As you see that there are no chairs. The one that you are sitting into now cannot take you down if you are not careful.
I know, yeah.
Yes, we don't have that resources. And we would like that our learners to be the best just because of the resources. We used to have the tablets, but because there is no electricity, no Wi-Fi, if you can help us with the Wi-Fi. So that's going to be easy for us to access all the resources that we have. So that our learners might be the best amongst the best.
Payment of the norms and standards allocations. Have you been receiving it regularly?
What I used to hear is that they now give us in trenches. They are not giving us all at once as they used to do. They are now dividing it, as I'm saying, that they just distribute it in trenches.
When did you get your last trench in the school?
Because of the problems, I won't be able to say the exact date, but what I can say is that maybe it was July.
Last year?
Last year, yes.
So how did you manage from last July to now?
It's not easy, but we are trying. As I'm saying, that some of the resources, they are not enough. And the learners, they are seated in trees. Some of the chairs are broken. Could you imagine, the very foundation phase? Learners are seated in the broken chairs. They are the number of within the particular class. We are having limited resources in terms of this. also, the major one, following water.
Your nutrition program,
The department has given us that.
and that's going
Yes.
well. Some of these children, the only food they have is what you're giving them here at school.
Yes, the major one.
And my problem is every time we close school, we're sending these children home where there's nobody there, and we're actually exposing them to more dangers in society. And my worry is that we're making the situation worse. That's how we got teenage pregnancies, we got crime, we got drugs. All these things are taking place because children are meant to be safe in a school. And so the way the department is doing it now, uh, they are making the situation worse for our children. You realize that?
What I can say is that this is a particular challenge that we are faced with. Let me give you an example. If the learner is sick and we're supposed to take the learner home, sometimes we ask the learner, what takes you to school? Said, it's Malume. Then when we phone Malume, Malume said that I'm waiting for the end of the day to take hold of the children. Then we go to the SHM by the help of our admins to check the phone numbers for their parents. Only to find that some of the phone numbers that we used to find in the SSM, they are not working. And the person maybe we find is saying, no, I don't know that particular person. It means that sometimes the environment where we are in, the parents don't give us the correct numbers. So then we said, no, you won't be able to go because we don't know what is it that might come across on your way home. You have to stay. We don't have a secret. And then last year we were having this Ismungwan, the polio learners were seated. The number of and this thing was what is it? Mumps.
So you don't have a room that you can convert into a sick room.
No, they in this particular